What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Beyond the Gym Floor. Interesting episode today. We talked a lot of different stuff. So we talked about potentially moving gyms, what warning signs, red flags you should look for, and then what potentially isn't a warning sign or a red flag and a reason that you probably should stay and adjust your attitude potentially, how to build client bases that you really enjoy and that you want to work with, and the reality of what that looks like. Also, how to transition from full-time work into becoming a PT and what that looks like, given that there's a 12-week period really where you're going to take a pretty substantial hit on income, how to navigate that, and a few other tips and tricks just around building a career and the upsides, the downsides. Can you fail? Is it actually something that you could fail at if you do all the work? As always, please give us a follow, give us a like, give us a share. Makes a huge difference to the reach of every episode. More reach that the podcast has, the more people we can help, more trainers that we can help, the better the industry as a whole. Also, keep an eye out this week. We have a bunch of new content coming out, so we're testing a new content strategy, so behind the third wall. So keep an eye out for it. Make sure you're watching. Get involved. We'd love to hear from you. And then any questions you have specifically about the sales side of the business for the next few weeks, anything that you're struggling with that you need help with, feel free to reach out to us at the pod. Just go to @stc.learn on the Instagrams, shoot us a message, and we'll be happy to answer your questions on the podcast as well. But for now, enjoy the app.
This week I feel heaps better.
You reckon the first week of cutting's the hardest?
That wasn't the first week though.
Yeah, true. Just get a spot.
It's fucking, yeah.
I was talking to Z about it during the week. It's that first week of hunger. When you first start a cut.
Yeah.
And you kind of settle into it after that.
Nah, yeah. I think the second week's harder because you kind of depleted the glycogen and your body's trying to utilize the fat.
Yeah, so you feel
because you're not metabolically flexible.
Yeah.
Especially if you haven't pushed. So, yeah, if you've pushed the carbs and the weight for a long period of time, your metabolic flexibility would suck.
Yeah.
You'd just be so used to running on glucose.
Yep.
That would be a bad time for a couple of weeks. So that's, the brain fog, all that. But yeah, last week I was mangled.
Yeah, the first two low weeks I did were pretty easy.
Yeah.
This one's been real hard, and the drop's been from 26 to 21, not 32 to 21.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I must actually be starting to get leaner, that my body's
yep.
Stop that.
Yeah. One thing I didn't mention last podcast is I have to go down another notch in my belt though. So even though I've gone up in weight.
Yeah. That's exciting.
Yeah. So I took a notch down before before Philippines to Bali.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm 8 weeks post holiday.
Yep.
And I got to go down another notch.
Like that.
So that's pretty good.
Yeah. I'm at an all-time new hole.
Oh, yeah. You get the drill out or?
No, just that. My belt has not seen that hole before.
Yeah. I got to see how many mine's got. But I think it should be okay because I think I got that belt when I was married.
Yeah, cool.
So I was my waist was fucking this big.
Yeah.
Hoping to get back there.
Yeah. Just drawstringing all your jeans.
Yeah, I'm already struggling with everything. The shorts.
Yeah,
and all that, it just looks shit.
My step ones fit really nice.
Yeah, we talked about that. Yeah. I gotta get some. I gotta get a new order.
Yeah, are you gonna just float the clothing, or will you buy more?
Nah, I'll be right. Yeah.
I think I'll just do it if I have stuff on.
We'll go to we're kind of moving into summer clothes. So I've got enough elastic shorts with drawstring kind of stuff. I just don't buy things that have a button on the waist anymore. Just don't buy them.
Yeah.
Even I've got dress pants, but they have elastic in the middle of, so it's a button. Nice. It's a button, but on the inside,
kids' clothes.
Yeah, it's elastic. Yeah, it's someone's just gone. Let's make these for people who fluctuate in body size.
Yeah.
So yeah,
I like it.
Yeah, I'm unfortunately going to have to wear a suit in the next couple of weeks.
Yes.
Unfortunate reasons to wear the suit, as well as unfortunately going to have to wear the suit. Yeah. So that's going to be interesting because I don't know if I have one. It'll be either too big or possibly too small. Yeah, but it's all right. I'll just wear shirt and pants.
Yeah,
out of the jacket if I have to.
That's suit these days anyway.
Yeah, it's amazing how formal fashion's changed, right?
Mm.
I feel like it's gone down a notch.
100%.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, like everything is a lesser version.
Yeah.
I feel like once homeless become a style,
Yeah.
it kind of
Everything
threw a
trickled.
shade. Yeah, well,
Yeah,
it
yeah.
kind of...
Yeah. I don't even own a nice tie.
I couldn't tell you the last time I wore a tie.
Yeah.
No. I feel like you wear a tie to go to court.
Yeah. Yeah. I was
So, yeah, your
best
boys
man
never,
in a wedding.
boys never worn one. Yeah, well, that's it. It's like wedding court.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah. And we didn't wear ties in my wedding.
Yeah. Did we do anything?
No, we did suspenders.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not a bad look.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I liked it.
Yeah.
Lucky.
Yeah. I feel like it's going to look good on a couple of people who work out.
Yeah, the lift weights. Yeah.
Yeah. I was in pretty good shape for your wedding too, I think, from memory.
I was in much better shape than I was the year before my wedding, but comparatively to now, not so much. But
yeah.
And I my wedding pictures pissed me off because I fucking that barber in Werribee.
Yeah.
I got The Apprentice and no one else was there.
Yeah.
The day before my wedding, I was booked in with my regular dude, and he just wasn't there.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you can fucking tell. Yeah,
that was the first time I got a fade.
The fade
at my wedding.
Not be fading. Yeah,
that was what kickstarted the obsession.
Yeah, I'm aware. I'm really savoring every fade now because I know.
Yeah, we had this conversation.
It's coming.
Very briefly.
Yeah.
Before the workshop.
It's coming.
Yeah. Every time I shave my head, I'm like, I know so they reckon the male pattern baldness comes from your mum.
Okay.
Right. So then you got to work on her side of the family.
Yeah. I'm fucked on either side. So.
Yeah. Well, look, I don't know if that's 100% true, but apparently it is. So then I was like, kind of, oh, mum's doing all right.
Yeah.
And then I was looking at her dad.
Yeah.
And he was like 60 when he passed away, and he still had hair.
Yeah.
So, and then like my dad still got a bit, and he's 65.
Yep.
Is he 65? I don't know. So Dad's never going to hear this anyway, so it doesn't matter. And then, so he still got some. So I'm just, now it's just the hairline's just kind of coming back.
Yeah.
So every time I shave it, I'm like, I just can tell. And Steph's like, nah, it's not falling out. I'm like, I know it's not falling out.
Yeah.
But it's going back.
It's running away from my eyebrows real quick.
Yeah, that's it. It's like, we see some photos like, there was like an anniversary of something. I can't remember. I think it was our engagement party. And I just have this like black, dark fucking like hairline. I'm like, that is fucking proof right there.
Yeah, I've got this weird like, it's obviously receding, but the front, there's a weird section that's just going thin.
Yeah.
It's just like, okay, that's gonna be the killer.
Yeah.
Because it's uneven. One side's kind of thinning out more than the other.
Yeah,
that's
like,
that's just going to have to be like.
Yeah. Like I said to you, I don't care if so it's not that I don't care if I lose the hair. It's like, I'd rather just lose it all in one hit so that I can either get the plugs, like go to Turkey and get the transplant.
Yeah.
I don't want this like slow death.
Yeah.
Because you can't get the plugs. You can't get the transplant.
Yeah.
Because if you get the transplant at the start,
it just gets worse.
What if it falls off the back? You look so stupid.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm just going to hat trap for the rest of my life.
Yeah.
I'm okay with it.
You know, there's people that have gone and then they do an assessment there. So you got to fly there.
Yeah.
And it's like they take pictures and stuff, but like you're not going to know conclusively until you get there. Like, you know, how many hairs are in each follicle. Like sometimes people only have one. You can have up to like 3 or something.
Right.
You've always done some research. And then so they go there and they look, and then they may not have enough to take out of the back and the sides to actually do it. So there's been people where they go there and they're like, look, this is all the hair we can give you. So then they either have to decide like to do it or to not.
Wow.
Yeah. And apparently there's been people who've done it. Like they just have this little kind of patch at the front. No. Yeah, I heard it on another podcast.
I think I'm just going to take the hit.
Yeah, you'll be fine. You just got to watch your body weight so your head doesn't get massive.
Rolly again.
Well, yeah, as long as you don't get yourself into a position where body fat has nowhere to go and it goes to your head. It goes to your head. Then you'll be fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was pretty fun though. Not gonna lie.
Look, I'm sure it would have been.
Yeah. The mohawk at the time was sick too.
Yeah. But you should be fine.
Yeah.
Yeah. And like I know I'll be fine.
Fuck, I missed that COVID haircut. That was awesome. Just progressively, because Amy would shave it a little bit higher each time by accident, and it just like went from like a mohawk that was here to like he moved like 2 inches over the.
It's pretty badass. Like going into a powerlifting meet though. Like
side shaved.
Yeah, it's pretty badass.
And it started to curl at the back, so I had to
lift some weight.
I had to like pull it off. Yeah. I don't think I could do it anymore. It's too thin.
I don't think so either, unfortunately. Yeah.
It's time.
It's all right. Yeah, I had the same conversation with myself when I pulled the razor out to shave my whole head and just literally did the razor itself. I'm like, is this time? But mine grows real quick. Though.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah. I have to go get there's one mole I have to get lopped off and then I can get the skull.
Yeah. I thought about just doing it just to see what, like, because I know I've still got a couple of years, but like just to see.
Yeah.
Yeah, just to prepare
what
yourself.
It look like. Yeah.
And just to prepare everyone else.
Just like show your wife, like,
I'm
in
just
5 years, this is what you're going to be living with. You okay with that?
It's just like with the beard and the shaved head, I'm just going to look exactly like a group of people.
Yeah.
Like, Yeah. Hurts my feelings.
Yeah,
a little bit.
I understand.
It's But,
I'll lean into hats and beanies. It'll be fun. Especially under these lights.
Yeah. There are benefits, but I'm not going to share on the podcast of having no hair.
Okay.
Yeah. Cool. It's okay. I can't share them.
Anyway. So I'm hearing whispers that things are picking up out there.
Are we back?
Out there.
Are we back?
I'm hearing whispers.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Would care to elaborate?
No, that's it.
Okay.
People are starting to see the gyms fill up again, and
but that's
coming.
That's a manifestation of the weather. Yeah. Even where I train, I'm like, who the fuck are you? Because when we talked about the morning crew, the crew at the gym, when someone, if you go every day at the same time, so I'm there every day between 8 and 9, or 7:30 and 8:15. I know if you're new to the gym. If you're new to that gym, or if it's like you're part of the evening crew,
you show up at the wrong time.
You can even tell when they're part of the evening crew because they look at you.
Yeah,
like, I've never seen you before. I'm like, I've never seen you before.
Yeah.
This is my gym.
Want to fight?
Like, this is my gym. But yeah, there's definitely some new faces getting around the gym. Yeah. So that's, we've had what? There's been a couple of balmy days here. Like, outside of that cyclone weather and like the fact that my front yard snowed for about 5 minutes the other day.
There's been good sunny days.
Yeah, so I reckon.
So as soon as you put a t-shirt on,
few people. Yeah, that's right. Yeah. It's like, I've got to get to the gym.
Yeah, being pale, and then putting on summer clothing.
That's not a good look.
It's very confronting sometimes. Yeah, you haven't seen it for a while.
Yeah, so that's most likely the
what's happening. Yeah, it's good. Hopefully, we've got a few gyms that we're working with as well that are starting to see it again because we're be quiet for a bit.
Yeah. Some people, it depends on your product, depending on who you work with. Like, sometimes you do have to survive the winter,
Yeah.
Like, even seasonally in other states, like, their businesses run off, like, how much daylight there is. And, we run off, like, how hot it is, essentially.
I think daylight's a big one, too.
Absolutely,
man. Even for myself, there was a period where I was driving to the gym in the dark, driving home in the dark from the gym. And I was like, bruh, this sucks. I was like, why am I so sad? It's like, because when I leave the house, it's dark.
Yeah, you got to think
and when I finish work, it's dark.
Yeah, by design, I guess, sunlight is kind of what somewhat regulates a lot of the system. So if we're, dark usually means go home, from a signaling perspective, right?
Yeah.
So unless
driving home from the gym in the dark is rough.
Yeah. Well, I've even noticed that going out, because I take Mav out in the morning. And we've been getting out earlier. So, because as soon as the light beams through the blinds, and my room's pretty dark, but as soon as the light beams through, my eyes just pick it up, man.
Yeah.
So, in the winter, it's 7 a.m. And then I'm getting up at now I'm getting up at 4 because I'm fucking hungry, but managed to get myself back to sleep after half an hour of fucking scrolling the internet.
Yeah.
Go back to sleep, Jason.
Yeah.
But then it's 6 a.m. now.
Yeah.
And then we're out at 6:30, and I'm seeing people running. I'm seeing other people out for walks. Like when I first started walking Mav, there was these couple that I walked past every time, and they kept saying, "Oh, it's getting too cold. It's getting too cold," and then they just get later and later, and then I just didn't see them anymore.
Yeah.
And so you're seeing all these people come back now.
Yeah.
Yeah. And this morning was like real balmy for us. And there were people like, doing stretching and walking at the footy oval, and people jogging around around all the fields and shit. So there's a little bit of that too. It's just like light, better weather, knowing what's to come.
Yeah.
So if you're a personal trainer or a fitness business that is looking to kind of get back out of that lull from winter,
now's the time.
Yeah, now's the time. And like, perfect practice, you probably should have something already going. Yeah. So that they bounce straight in.
Yeah.
Not like reactive to the gym's busy and it's spring.
Agreed.
Should have prepared before spring.
Yeah, you should be the front. This is everything we're talking about, like, be the person that they think of first. This is that now. Like, your winter work is paying off now. Yeah.
Well, the work never stops, really, if you're doing it properly. However, if you drop the ball a little bit, it's fine,
Yeah.
But you just want to make sure that if you've stayed in the face...
If you have dropped the ball, you have to go now, because in 4 weeks' time, it'll be too late.
Yeah, they probably already kind of moved to, or found someone or somewhere to go.
Yeah. Yeah, with a couple of people like moving gyms and stuff in their course. It's like, this is a good time to do that.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah. Pick up that spring rush.
Yep.
Yeah, it's interesting. But yeah, the daylight is... I can't wait to be able to just like nick down, play golf at 6 p.m.
Yeah. Yeah, actually, I didn't even think about doing that. I'm just like, I can do more cardio.
Yeah, well, that's golf is steps, right?
Yeah, that's going to be great for you. It's so close.
Yeah.
There's still a little bit of friction for me to get to the course, even though it's a 10-minute drive. I get it.
Yeah. But I get...
That's enough.
Yeah.
It's enough for your boy. I'm like,
I can see it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's like play golf or like go take Mav and both get exercise.
Yeah.
So then I'm like, Mav can't come play golf with me.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, and I'm shit at golf, so there's also like,
the frustration element.
If I walk with
I'm
Mav,
successful.
It also leans into the thing that I dedicate my whole existence to, which is my body.
Yeah. Instead of being shit at
There's
something.
also very mid, but it's still better than my golf ability.
I'm interested to see what happens today, like being smaller, just if I can...
I'm just going to take it as it comes.
So
it's going to be
no expectations.
Yeah. Because some days I can swing and some days I can't.
Yeah. Just depends on what you've trained. I trained legs yesterday, so probably
I don't even know if it's that. I think it's just being not good at something. Yeah.
Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't.
Yeah. Well, you put as much time into your golf swing as you would like lifting weights, you'd be amazing at it.
Of course, yeah.
So it's the safe
Of course.
So good at lifting weights.
I'm really good at lifting them.
Well, you can be good at lifting weights. It's just what happens on the other side of that is just sometimes not in our favour.
I'm not all just... Yeah, it doesn't mean I'm a high responder at what happens.
It's mid-genetics.
Yeah. I'm good at lifting them. Really good at it.
Mid-netics.
It's hilarious. It's a new term. So that leads into first topic of the day.
Mm-hmm.
If and when and why would you move gyms?
Ooh. As someone who never did, it's going to be very hard for me to answer. But I would say...
Why did you not?
Oh, man, it was just like... Business was just so good.
Yeah.
There's always just a huge influx of leads all the time. Lifestyle, obviously, was close to home.
Yep.
I kind of moved to be closer to work, so it made it work.
Yep.
And then, business was just so good, man.
Yeah.
Just had a constant flow of leads all the time. I wasn't too happy with like the culture of the gym, if I was being super honest, but
so that's one thing I was going to ask.
I think I managed to get my business into a position though where it didn't really matter what the culture of the gym was like because I was so busy doing my own thing. It didn't matter.
When you say culture, staff, trainers, or members, or both?
No, sorry, just culture from the gym. From a management perspective, which had a flow-on effect to the staff.
Yep.
It never got to the point where it kind of flowed on to the members, which was fantastic.
Yeah.
And we were in a gym I was in a gym for the whole time with a place that kind of you went there and you got a personal trainer, and then where it was located, the demography was people who kind of had an expendable income to put into personal training.
Yeah.
Even just looking at statistics like in the surrounding suburbs, it's like the surrounding suburbs, the drop off in revenue is pretty
nearly double.
Income per couple or per was
Per
pretty
household,
significant.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it was kind of like you went there, you did your PT, you
Yeah.
know, you got your assistance and left.
Yeah.
So yeah, well, like there was just no need to. But I guess I think the easiest way to decipher whether I would have left is if I was unable to get the opportunity to acquire more leads.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so I was unable to make phone calls. I was unable to get like lists of people to like members to get them in for like comps and stuff like that. If I wasn't getting the support that I needed from the whoever it is that you guys have to report to, like fitness director, PT manager, whatever.
Yeah.
If I wasn't getting that support as well, and I was just kind of just left up to my own devices, I think those things would be the litmus test. And then obviously just like a culture overall in the gym. Like if not many people did personal training.
Yeah.
Because it wasn't a top-down kind of message from management that like
it's important.
When you sign up to the gym, you get personal training and you get to sit down with a fitness professional to outline your goals and actually get fucking results.
Yeah.
Then I would definitely consider moving somewhere else. Yeah. And I think that's probably the first one because I get like some gym models are made where people don't come. Yeah. You know, so they don't want to call the members to see if they're going to go to the gym on the gym membership that they've probably forgotten about. Yeah. That's a problem. Yeah. You know.
Yeah, it makes it hard for a PT.
Yeah, absolutely. You're working in a gym where the management don't actually want you to get results with your clients because they just want them not to come and just pay the membership and not ruin the equipment.
Yeah. Yeah. So my first move was purely reach for us.
Yeah, and you moved into a different area too.
I hadn't yet.
Oh, I thought you moved to Essendon and then got a job closer to there.
Nah. I was training someone there. So I had one client there, my corporate client that I was training every day. So I was going there every day. And then our old boss was at the other gym. And I moved real quick. Yeah. I was like, I'm going to go work here and I'm going to move straight away. With the intent of spreading the STC.
Oh, that was at Belgravia, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry, I was like, old boss? Now I get it.
Yeah. Yeah. Because we had 6 trainers at the time, I think.
I can't remember.
5.
We had heaps.
At Point Cook, and I was like, well, this is working here. If I go to another gym, we can do the same thing somewhere else. Yeah, and that was like, okay, that's the deal. And it all looked really good on paper until I started. It was fucking atrocious.
Yep.
So yeah, and then that gym was the example of everything you spoke about.
Yeah.
Like I had call sheets and stuff, but the culture around
vibes.
Personal training was so low. There was paid gym floor staff that wrote programs.
Yeah.
And did PT sessions for fuck all.
Yeah, and that's in an area where the demographic is like, you know, in terms of income per household, way higher than all the gyms that we've been super successful in.
Yeah, but it's weird. It's like they manage their money different.
Yeah, absolutely. But it's like the message of the gym is different too, though, I think.
Agreed. Yeah.
Yeah, like if you... Yeah, I get they're working on the return.
Yeah.
So someone who's money conscious and really who has... Like, I would like to think the more you have, the more conscious of it you are, but some people aren't.
Yeah.
So they're always looking like, I invest this much time, I'm going to get this out of it. And that can be part of their decision making. But if you go into a place where it's like every person gets results because they work with a fitness professional, so you can look better, feel better, perform better if you work with one of our staff, that still sways the decision making because that net return that they're trying to calculate gets influenced.
Yeah, I think it's the difference between lower middle class and upper middle class as well. So if you are lower middle class, you make good money, but you still live week to week. So then when you do your budget, you look at a weekly price. Does that fit in my week? Can I afford it?
Yeah.
Whereas when you're upper middle class, you're not living week to week anymore. So you look at how much does that thing cost? Yeah. So it's not the subscription. They don't buy a monthly subscription to
there are some pay up front.
YouTube.
There are some pay up front.
They just like, this is the annual price. Yeah. Is that worth it to me?
Yeah.
It's not, can I fit this in my week?
Have you ever taken an upfront payment for like a really long time?
Not for I think I did. Sold a couple of 10 packs maybe.
Yeah.
But no longer than that.
Yeah, okay.
You did a huge one, right?
Yeah, it was like fucking, what was it? $7,000?
When they didn't do it, hey, they left.
Well, it's a long story.
Yeah, but that's...
The money wasn't theirs.
Yeah,
I thought that they were coming for me. I did nothing.
Yeah.
I just operated for my... But I got X amount of time up front. I can't remember what it was. Would have been a year.
Fuck.
And then, just came every now and then. Yeah. Someone asked me once... I'm hijacking this. We'll get back to you. Someone asked once, like, if you paid up front like that, would it be more motivational for the person? And then every time I've seen it, I think it hasn't been.
Yeah, once it's spent, it's forgotten.
Yeah. It's kind of like I bought tickets to this festival that's coming up, and we had to pay overs because we missed out on the release.
Yeah.
And like, it's fine. I didn't care. But even when I get to the event, I'm like, it's for free.
Yeah,
it's boy math, right? It's like, it doesn't matter. Those tickets could cost $1,000 each.
Yeah.
By the time I get to the event, it's free.
Yeah, we're talking about my glasses on the other one. It's going to take 2 weeks to get in.
Yeah.
I said to Amy, I'm like, that'll be perfect because I'll be over it.
Yeah.
I'll be over it that I spent double
Agreed.
what I planned to, and now I'll just be excited.
So, if you let go of that kind of cash up front.
Yeah.
But then again, I guess it probably does depend slightly on how you manage your money and how you think about it, maybe.
Yeah.
So, anyway, Sauls.
Yeah, but it was interesting to go in the first... It was in the first week. Someone was like, okay, so $110 a week over 12 weeks. Did the math, the total. I was like, 5 years, 6 years I've been training people. No one's ever done that. What hellhole have I stepped into? But it was more, like you said, the culture. I was like, everyone just got a push-pull leg cardio program from the gym floor staff.
Yeah.
And you had to convince them that you were worth double them.
Yeah. And if there was no culture on getting results, like, you just go to
didn't matter.
Move and socialize.
Yeah, which then reflected in the demographic being average age is 45 plus.
Yeah, which just moving around is good enough for them.
Correct.
For most of them, not all.
Yeah.
Obviously.
And except all the ones I got doing bodyweight triples.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that for me there it was just like that's it. The culture wasn't what it needed to be, and then the demographic in the gym. And I want to be careful with this one because we've seen a lot of trainers get this mindset that I don't know if they haven't earned it yet or if it just isn't actually what's in front of them, is that the demographic isn't in the gym wasn't suitable to the skill set I had.
Yep.
So I could get better results with in a different gym and look far more exceptional than I did in that current place. Because taking a 65 kilo 48-year-old to squat 60 for 3 is cool. But if I did that with a 25-year-old,
it's cooler.
It's going to be 100.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
I understand.
And they'll also improve their body composition. And now. You know what I mean? Like it just...
Yeah. I think there's also that idea that, like, if you live in an area of lower socioeconomics and the gym is located there, there's just no desire for people to have personal training, when what we have seen is the other way around. The thing that happens is there's potential ceilings on just what you can charge.
Yeah.
So you'll get the volume of work.
Yeah.
You'll just find that every area has a potential ceiling.
Yeah.
For most, not all.
Yeah.
Where you just
unless you're in the city, really.
Yeah, and there's like acute circumstance. Like I was charging pretty good out of good life at the end.
Yeah.
But I'd earned my stripes doing 9 years of 10 years of training people.
Yeah.
With an exceptional, I would like to think, exceptional reputation. So it wasn't a situation where you were finding people that were coming to you. But before that, it was like the areas would suggest that this is what we can get.
Yeah. So that first move was purely for branding, more upside on the other side. Didn't really work out. I think I was there for 18 months. I still got a full book.
Just had to work real hard for it.
Yeah, just had to make 10 calls instead of 5. And the retention was the same. Everything was the same. It was just like the people...
double the work for the same outcome as other places.
Correct. Yeah. And then I started looking at back to a good life around the corner.
Yeah.
Like this is a really different group of people that go here. Yeah. There's more PTs. There's no gym floor staff. I've won at this model before.
I was just about to say a business model that is kind of semi-designed around personal trainers who know what they're doing and can apply the system winning.
And the biggest reason initially was because I needed an office. I needed to be able to stay at work and work all day. And they had one. I was like, all right, let's do that.
That office.
And then, walked in there and was off the gym floor in 6 weeks.
Yeah.
It's like, just charge me rent. Like, let's go.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know a lot of people will look at like a gym, and if it's got personal trainers and got an amount of personal trainers, they'll be like, oh, it's super competitive. And to a degree, like you could say it is, but it's like also a message saying that people go there to do personal training.
Yeah.
Like you and I have had conversations a lot about like when life was the best at Good Life.
Yeah.
At Point Cook.
25 of us.
And we had 25 trainers.
Yeah.
But not everyone was doing well, I guess, but
everyone was doing well for their input.
Everyone was doing well enough, you know?
Yeah.
And we were still doing real good.
But the ones that weren't doing great would have been doing worse somewhere else.
I agree.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it was a reflection of the work that they were willing to do, like you said. Like the ones that actually put the work in, you, me, Brad, Rob, like a few others. Like
Byron at the time.
We're there every day. So that kind of translates to being busy, right?
Yeah.
Where, the rest of them kind of just, didn't put as much into it and got what they got out of it.
Yeah.
But it was still good. Yeah. That was some of the most enjoyable years that I had at the gym. Like, as in, was kind of just happy to walk in the door. Eventually, I just got that busy that I just didn't care.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was just like, come in, do this, and I got a million other things to do.
Yeah.
But it's always, a gym with no trainers can be a great opportunity, providing that you have the support from the business around it. But it can also be, if you don't have that support, like not a great opportunity.
Yeah. Yeah. So I've been looking at body lids and just chatting to them a bit, like where I train.
Yep.
And so they're in an interesting position because there's nowhere else.
Yeah.
It's the only personal training in the area. So as much as the culture isn't PTs, there's now 4. There's been as low as 2. There's no culture around personal training, but you could be really successful there if you
What's
just
the member base there?
I have no idea.
Yeah, 1,100, you reckon?
I would be totally guessing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Enough, though.
Yeah.
Like,
that's a lot for that area, though. Like, if it is. Even 600, man.
Yeah.
Like, per trainer, 100 people, just over per trainer. It's crazy.
We used to work on 180 at Good Life, right?
Yeah. Well, even they went down to 120 or something.
Yeah, right.
At one point. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's the only time that I would be like, there is opportunity because there's low. Because people just look at the gym and they're like, oh, well, the Snap Fitness only has one personal trainer. It's like, Good Life 3 minutes away has 20. So you're also competing area code, not just the gym.
Yeah.
Because most people that go to Snap don't want a personal trainer. They want a $9 membership. Why do they want a $9 membership? Because they don't value it. They don't care about it. They just want to pay the least they can, get in, get out.
Even look at, it's funny because you can find polarizing examples as well. Because if you look at, like, I don't know, say like your local Derrimut gym, which is massive.
Yeah.
And it's got thousands of members.
Yeah. Not there for PT though.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So you just got to. So I think we're coming back to that common denominator of what to look for in the gym, and it is a culture of personal training.
Yeah.
And personal trainers that are doing good.
Yeah. Yeah. 100%. Yeah.
Regardless of the rest of the stuff, like that should be the first litmus, the first part of the criteria that you look at.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So outside of the big box model, you obviously see a lot of people that like can't get call lists and the gym's struggling or the gym's going backwards and all that kind of stuff as well. That's do you know actually what the hardest one I think is? When someone tells me I'm going at any time, I'm like, I don't know what that means for you. Someone says they're going a Good Life, I'm like, you're fine. Even Genesis, I'm like, you'll be fine.
Oh, yeah, but that's because each one of them is run
They're so different.
Independently.
Yeah.
So they buy the franchise and then they get to operate the way they want.
Yeah, I've been in so many times that I'm like, A, this gym is fire.
Yeah, some of the fit-outs, man.
The PTs are incredible. The equipment's good, the lighting's good, the culture's good, the management's good.
Yeah, and then you can go to one in the next suburb and
it's trash.
It's the complete opposite. I agree.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a I guess I don't know, weakness maybe.
Branding wise, from an industry standpoint, maybe.
Yeah, but but obviously operationally, like,
I don't care.
Yeah. Well, because we know you just have cash to open a business, so you don't need to know anything about operating it.
Yeah.
Sometimes if you're in the right location, it's just turn the lights on and people will come, right?
Yeah.
So are they squeezing every ounce they can get out of that, lemon?
Yeah, correct.
For their business.
They don't know any better, right?
Well, they're not.
You're not a fitness industry person.
Yeah, so that's definitely a weakness from our end looking into a business like that.
Yeah, so this topic's come up because one of the guys in Standout's moving. It's like the gym he's at's underperforming, he needs to go somewhere else, found at any time. Fit out looks sick.
Yeah.
But yeah, not sure about like culture or anything like that, but that's definitely what I'd be doing. Our find a gym checklist is like just go train there.
Yeah.
Train there different times a day for a week and just see how many trainers are there, are they busy, what the culture's like.
Yeah, I think it'll be a little bit easier now. I feel like there is a culture overall to get help now in the gym.
Yeah.
We were kind of, you and I had to almost convince people.
It's wild that everyone's had a PT before.
Yeah. The idea now is...
now we have to convince people what online is. Yeah.
Yeah. It's true. I had a consult with an old client the other day. And they were just like, so how does this work now?
Yeah.
Because you're not next to me.
Yeah.
Telling me what to do.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's just moving forward, right? But yeah, I think that's where you start.
Yeah.
I don't. There's not really much else.
Yeah. And if you're in a place, so I think the situation that the trainer from Standout is in was like, yeah, it's a no-brainer. Membership's dwindling. There's no leads. Like, it's the writing's on the wall.
If you fucking hate it too.
So, but here's my thing, right? So, I think people convince themselves they hate it because they think, and this is where I was really careful before. So, I've been in a gym where all of my clients were over 40.
Yeah.
And I was training people for strength body composition outcomes. I knew in that gym that it wasn't as rewarding as it was previously at Good Life Point Cook. But a lot of trainers are going, well, I've been a PT for 2 years, so now I should be working with people like me that are as adherent as me, as determined as me, as focused as me, have priority level on their goals as me, all of that type of stuff. And then they start to hate
the job.
Good Life Point Cook.
Yeah, for the people that come.
Because there's no fucking jacked bodybuilders or powerlifters or athletes or whatever here. And I don't want to train mums. I don't want to train
That's gonna be really
office
hard.
workers. I want to train people that are serious.
Yeah, that's
and you get in this fucking loop.
Yeah.
You see trainers go through it all the time, and then they go to a gym that doesn't have a PT culture because people that train there look like the type of person they want to train, but they don't want personal training.
Yeah, it's tough, man. Like, I can't remember who said it to me when I first started. I remember someone saying, like, there's more people who need to learn how to work out than there are people who know how to.
Yep.
So then I was like, okay, well, there's that, and they were like, that should be
your job,
your main focus. Like, if you want your business to succeed and you want to make money and do this full time, they were like, yeah, that's the mindset you need to have.
Yeah.
I guess I must have just taken that into the DNA of the business and my attitude towards training. And obviously, like, I love the job, so like, helping anyone is kind of good.
Yeah.
So yeah, like it's not a great mindset to get into, man, if you're new to the gym, and even like, I get we're in an industry where, like, because the turnover's so quick, like 2 years, you think you've been in an industry for really long. You take that to any job, man.
Even
like,
5, like,
you don't really know much.
You're first year out of your apprenticeship at 5 years.
Yeah. And yeah, the competition is like, I don't want to be the person saying like the competition's high, but at 2 years in, and with that attitude, remember that the people that you want are kind of looking at, like, the people you want these advanced kind of clients, like, they're also looking for advanced coaches.
Yeah.
And at 2 years in, you've got people who've been doing it for 8, 10, 12, 15 years. So there's also that mindset.
Yeah.
So I think
at a high level,
as soon as you push out a large portion of the market because you feel like they're beneath you, you better be really good at your job.
Yeah, and most trainers that are training the audience that you are trying to get to have half a book full of the people you think you don't want.
Yeah, most of them. Yeah, absolutely.
I would say.
Most of them, yeah.
Yeah. Like even a lot of prep coaches and stuff like have half a book of
people who just do the thing.
Yeah, as other than like the elite.
Yeah.
Like the half a dozen that people are like, that's the dude.
Oh, it took ages to get a full book of people who were just,
And that came from, and the success of STC comes off the back of, we talked about it last week, of building clients into that thing.
Yeah.
So instead of getting annoyed, it's like build a fucking book of weapons. Yeah. Create it.
I still just, I think it still should just be part of your job. You should have that attitude be part of your job to just be able to help people though.
Yeah.
You go into a restaurant and the guy only wants to make pizza and someone asks for a sandwich. Like, you can get the shits.
Yeah.
It's the same.
Yeah.
You go into a car dealership and you want to sell this car and someone buys another one. You like get mad at it. Like, I don't want to go to this job anymore. I feel like it's kind of similar. You only have one haircut that you want to cut at it, and then someone comes in and goes, I want this haircut. And you're like, I hate doing that haircut.
Yeah.
Do you just, do you quit your job?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like sometimes I'm like, we get bogged down into like be the best niche, do all this stuff. There's got to be a bit of time though where you got to do everything.
Yeah.
You've got to be someone who is willing to work with people that there's more of, especially at the gym that you have built your business out of.
Mm.
And then you do want to attract some people that, excite you, light your flame, work into this skill set that you're honing.
Yeah.
You just can't have the attitude of like, I'm not going to work with anyone like that anymore.
Yeah.
I feel like that's really detrimental to your growth and development.
Yep.
Because it's just it does take time for most people, because everyone only looks at like the top percentile of like, they got a result with someone and then everyone starts piling in. They've got this full book of clients that they are their ideal client. For the rest of the people, it's just a huge transition. It was like 95% general population, 5% niche down.
Mm-hmm.
Then it turned into 20% and 80. Then it turned into 60 and 40.
Yeah.
And then now it's like 80, 90%, 10.
Yeah.
But that happened over, a long time.
Yeah. And it comes off the back of the results too.
Yeah. And
of building the people, not off.
Yeah.
Just putting out content.
Yeah. Getting the results.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, it's tough, man. Like, just attitude wise, it's like, how do you show up? Like how do you show up for that person that you think is beneath you? You don't want to train anymore.
Yeah.
What's the kind of service like? What results are you going to get? Like all of that stuff. Like,
because you think they're not good. We spoke about last week.
Yeah.
Like leasing your beliefs. Like you can't lease belief if you don't believe in them. You're just like, you're a pleb. Like,
and if you're that good at your job, shouldn't that be easy?
Yeah.
Shouldn't it be easy to work with that person now?
Yeah.
That's what I think.
Good point.
Yeah, like if I get someone like this client I consulted with, this week, old client of mine years ago.
Mm-hmm.
She's postpartum now, hasn't been in the gym in forever.
Yeah.
So like the prep coach.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm like, if you feel comfortable with me, awesome. And I'm like, mate, 2-3 times a week, go to the gym.
Yeah.
And then stick to your diet.
Yeah. The hardest part is I have to change for all my 4-week programs to 3.
Yeah, make it work for you. Yeah, I'm like, this is easy.
Yeah.
So why should I sit there and go, oh nah, this isn't going to work?
Yeah.
Like I can't do this. Absolutely can.
I agree. So different end of the spectrum, because I've had this twice now in the last month or so, but specifically more recently. Trying to transition into the fitness industry, but you don't live at home. You can't just like rely on someone or something else taking care of overheads and
mum and dad looking after you.
What do you do?
You accept that it's going to be a really, really tough 3 months.
Mm.
And you just have to fucking give it everything you have.
Yeah. So I was having a chat with one of my clients about it yesterday. So, nurse needs to go, moving, wants to get into the fitness industry eventually, how do we do it? What's the transition? What's the thing? And it was like applying for nursing jobs, gonna have to travel, gonna have to do this. I'm like, so what are your hours gonna be like doing that? So you're gonna work a 40-hour week. You're gonna travel 30 minutes an hour each way every day. So 10-hour days. So that's 50 hours a week.
Yep.
You finish your course and you're getting into a gym. You don't have time to build clients to overlap. So you're either going to have to save enough from your current job to then have a 3-month window or work both.
Yeah, absolutely. They're the only options.
So I was like, so what if you just fucking made coffees and you worked from 7 a.m. till 3 and made fuck all and then started doing PT at 4 o'clock?
Yeah. It's just hard, right?
Yeah. It's like the days aren't any longer, really. And you can actually put time into, and like obviously it was like, fuck, spend all this time studying and working real hard. And I've got to tell my family that like giving up on nursing to be a barista or to work in a warehouse or whatever it is. It's like, fuck it.
Yeah.
Man.
Every now and then I'm like, should my parents have been harder on me? But it's situations like that where I'm like, thank God.
Yeah.
Like, I could tell Mum I'm fucking becoming a fisherman. She'd go, that's great.
Yeah.
That's great.
You're
buddy.
doing great, sweetie.
Yeah. That's great, buddy.
Yeah.
I'm so proud of you.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's one of those times where I'm like, all right, it's not too bad.
Yeah.
But then I'm like, if they were harder on me, could I have done? But like,
yeah,
pretty happy with what's going on.
But I think there's a lot of people that are tied to what they're doing that want to get into because I had another one who...
It's a lot of time, man.
Does like shift work in... I think it's like paramedics kind of stuff. I think if that's wrong,
Emergency
I know you lift in every... I know you listen every work. I'm really sorry. Yeah.
It's called emergency service.
Let's do that.
It's a very big blanket.
Much safer.
I got you.
So yeah, it was the same situation. Just like the hours are fucked, doing split shifts. Because we're like, we come and shadow at UStrong anytime you want.
Yeah.
But then it was like the roster's fucked.
Yeah.
We can't put you on a day all the time, and
yeah.
it's going to be even coaching, like to try and build a book while you work that job. Your availability changes every week. That's a fuck around for your clients. That's hard.
Absolutely.
So it's like, can you take $200, $300, $400 pay cut to get into the gym to make that back with PT, knowing that you have the opportunity to make 70, 100K as a personal trainer in a pretty short time frame?
It's a tough decision, man. I don't think there is an answer.
Yeah.
You know, I don't think there is a best case scenario. Like you hear people all the time, like I've got friends who'd love to change jobs altogether.
Yep.
But they're, 4 years apprenticeship done, 8 years being a grade.
Was it the time sunk fallacy? So what's it called?
I think so. Yeah. And then so they're like, oh, I've had all this, there's all this time behind me that I've done to lead me up to here. So I feel like it's a waste.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, yeah, but statistically, you're going to work for another 30 years.
Yeah.
Like for me. So even at 66, like what's the retirement age now? 70, 72? Who knows what it is? Like when we actually get there.
Are allowed to.
Yeah. It's like you're never getting your super.
Pay your super.
You're never getting your pension, sorry. So when you look at it now, it's like, I was fortunate enough, or I don't even know if I was fortunate, but like I didn't get my first job till I was like 18.
Yeah.
So I've worked 50% of my life. Some people have worked more than that.
Yeah.
But like it's still, we have to work our whole life again.
Yeah.
And you didn't work from the day you were born.
Yeah.
So when you look at it from that perspective, it's like, well, is 6 months of hardship worth another next
decade?
The next 3 decades?
Yeah.
Is it worth it?
Yeah. I said to the person I was talking to, I was like, look, if your family are going to push back against it, you're going to be on $70 an hour. Take out all your expenses, $70 an hour minimum.
Yep.
In 6 months. So you're safe, studied, did the thing job.
Yeah.
I'm going to $70 an hour. It's like, it's a big upside, man.
I agree. But like, large portion of people love the safe side. And, I think most parents are going to go, well, the best option for my child is the safest
security.
one.
Yeah. 100%.
Regardless
which
of,
makes sense.
Yeah, regardless of like the passion and and the this and the that, they're going, what's going to be the best long term for my baby?
Yeah. Yeah. So how are they safe?
Yep.
Taken care of. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's a tough one, man. Like, I think best case scenario is you got some form of like kitty there.
Yeah.
And then you set yourself a deadline and just go all in.
Yeah. I think for me, I would be finding the low skill. So then it's low demand.
Yep.
Like low emotional demand. Like I wouldn't try and go get
just get like
another job that's favorable hours, but it's going to stress me the fuck out.
Yeah, just get like a casual job that, you can just get paid a decent amount by the hour, nominate your hours kind of thing.
Yeah, like if I had to change jobs now, it's just like, obviously like overheads kind of match my expenses at the moment, but theoretically it'd be like, cool, ideal situation for me is like, I would just want to go make coffee. It's not going to be stressful. Like, sure, I'm on my feet and stuff all day, but I'll be able to go home and have my brain. And then I can study, or I can build a business, or I can whatever the other thing that I want to do is.
Yep.
And I could just make enough money to eat.
Yeah.
For 6 months.
Yeah.
And then I know I can go and do the rest.
Do it tough for a bit until you can get yourself on the other side.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the greatest problem that a lot of people are going to face.
Yeah, because I think we're seeing more and more now like that mid to late 20s, got into the career, like your mate, like actually looking over the shoulder a little bit, like, fuck.
Yeah, I would
I
like
don't know
to do
if I
this.
want to do this for another 40 years.
Yeah. Well, doesn't the average person change careers, 7 times or something?
Now it's heaps.
Yeah, I would say it even more. Like, we're just exceptions to it.
Yeah.
Like, I've only ever had 3 jobs.
Yeah.
And 2 of them were in the same industry.
Yeah.
So that's not
normal. Yeah, but you're a business owner. It's kind of weird anyway.
Normal, but like what I'm saying is like normal is I tried this, then I went here, and then we went here, and then I got poached and went into this industry and took my skills from this industry.
Yeah.
And, then I got a promotion, then I moved to something else. Like,
yeah.
So you can see how people hop.
Yeah.
But I guess the mindset for most people is they feel like it should be leveraging up on the time that they've done before.
Of course. Yeah.
You've got
taking a backward steps to go forward.
Yeah, you got to love what you do to be able to leverage the skills that you've done in the past. If you've built all these skills and you don't see your future with them, it's like,
it's hard.
Remember, you got to do another 30 years of going into a job that you fucking hate.
And I think you do what you're saying though, and just like, imagine if you got offered a traineeship to go to another level in the industry you're working in. The traineeship's a decline in income, but then it's the net step forward.
Future growth is there.
You're still looking at whether you're emergency service or your nurse or your whatever, customer service, retail, fucking hospo, whatever that we did. They're transferable skills still.
Yeah.
So it's not a time sunk.
Yeah, I think...
You know what I mean? Like if
I agree.
Whatever you're doing right now, you could take into...
Yeah, I think the self-made part of fitness where the growth lies...
Yeah.
is still a big enough cloud over the people's head to go, nah.
Yeah, it's scary.
Because I could do 6 months of eating shit.
Yeah.
And it still might not work out.
Yeah.
Where you do the 4-year apprenticeship.
Yeah.
I'll get my A grade after this.
Yeah.
So it doesn't matter if I get paid 600, whatever the apprenticeship is. Adult apprenticeship's more.
Yeah.
But it doesn't matter. Because I know if I do the 4... That's why so many people dropped out of university. We had a group in so we all did the double degree, right? To just get to the campus we wanted to. And we started with a group and we moved together every semester, man.
Yeah. Drop off.
2, 3 gone.
Yeah.
2, 3 gone. 2, 3 gone. We moved to another campus and did the second degree. There was like 11 of us left. I reckon by the end when we graduated, there was like 6.
That's wild.
And it was because reality kicked in. Oh, hang on a minute.
There's no
job. 4 years in, and I ain't going to get a job. Every single semester we do a new subject. Not many jobs in this industry. Not many jobs in this. Not many jobs in biomechanics, exercise physiology, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
And so everyone was just like, well, fuck it. I'm not putting 4 years in to get nothing. Where if it was like, if you do this 4 years, you get X job at the end.
Yep.
I would say that out of the 100% that started the double degree with me, maybe 80% finished instead of, 25%, if that.
First sign that my brain's wired differently. It's like the first year out of mechanical engineering, I think was 80 grand.
Yeah.
Maybe it was a bit less. Maybe it was 65 and then medicine was 80, but engineering was second.
Yes.
the second highest paying
first year
post grad
job
that was available. And I got a year and a half in and was like, I cannot do this for another 40 years.
Yeah.
I cannot even think about doing this for 10 years.
Yeah.
Like, I've got to get out. Got to do something else.
Yeah.
And ended up beating that salary my first year of sales.
Yeah, sick.
So it's just like, most people can only think reverse. They don't think forwards as well. So the history of doing the 8 years in the career and then having to move, you can't see the 50 years forwards. You can only...
Of course.
You can only remember. You can't invent memories forwards.
It's rich for us to be on the other, like in a position where the job's great and the income is great and all of the stuff is working.
Yeah.
Because we're never going to consider what that position would be
like. Yeah.
But like, I know how hard it was to get it off its feet.
Mm.
And I still feel like that how hard that was at that time is
worth
the
it.
same.
Yeah.
It's and how hard it's going to take.
Yeah.
And it's worth it.
Yeah. Do you think, provided you do the work, it's possible not to succeed?
Oh, no. I don't.
I agree.
I don't think so.
I agree.
Yeah.
I think it can be harder and slower.
The only time is if you're bad at the job. Like, it's like when we say work hard, it's like at what?
Yeah.
So if you're bad at the job, it's like, I had a topic to talk about on the other podcast where it's like practice doesn't make perfect. Perfect practice makes perfect. Mm-hmm. And it's the same concept here, right? So you can do a lot of busy work that has no application to building your business. Mm-hmm. And you can also practice to a point where you're really bad at it.
Yep.
So you're doing the work and you're putting the work in, but it's just shit work because you don't know what you're doing. And a la the first 3-4 years of my personal training.
But you made it still.
But would I still have made it? Like, would I have made it? Would I have lasted? Because it was clunky. It was grindy.
I get it. Yeah.
And I am a very exception to the norm. Like, I didn't pick personal training to make money. I picked it because I loved it.
Yeah.
And whatever money it made, I would have found another way to make more.
Yeah.
If I needed to. It was like I had no option.
Yeah.
Where people find jobs to make money.
Yeah.
And personal training looks like a nice job. Mm-hmm. So I don't think that we can use me as the example because
of course
there was just nothing else.
Yeah. So I'm thinking mentorship, right? We've had 50 trainers go through that.
That's dedicated work though, like structured work. Mm. So you take someone who doesn't know what they're doing, and then you take the person that has a system, and you both work hard.
Yeah.
So they both put 50 hours a week in.
Yeah.
That person might succeed to a degree.
Yeah.
But it's never going to be at the magnitude of this person.
Yeah.
So you can work hard and do work that's not going to compound. And then you can do real good work that compounds.
Yeah. And
that person is going to be far more successful than that other person.
Yeah.
It's just the person, if there's a third person and they're lazy as fuck, they're going to fail. It doesn't matter if they do. And we've seen
whatever it is.
We've given them the system.
Yeah.
The system, if you don't have the work ethic, it's over.
Yeah.
It's over for you.
I just think that there's, So let's add that like you're willing to learn. Like you're actively getting better. Because I think you were actively getting better.
Yeah.
Like better at phone calls, better at walking the floor, better at programming, better at systems. Like eventually you would have improved all of that side of the business, right? I think if you have the aim up mentality and you do the work, you cannot, I don't think there's a way you don't make it.
I agree.
Like it's just, so many people are scared of it's not going to work or what if it doesn't work or whatever. Sure, you can go, if you want to have the fear of like, what if I can't do it? And but that needs to be admitting to yourself, what if I don't do the work?
Yeah.
Because it's not skill set, it's not personality, it's not knowledge, it's none of that. It's just whether you're willing enough to try.
Yeah. I think a lot of people trade off that, what if I do all the work and it doesn't work out?
Yeah.
And they're like, well,
it
was a waste, so I may as well just not start.
But I'm suggesting that's not possible.
Depending on what work you do.
Agreed. But that's it. If you do, when I say the work, that means why did that phone call not work?
Yeah.
Why did the consult not work?
Yeah, if you
go to the PT manager and ask the question. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I agree with you.
That's part of the job.
Yeah, absolutely. But there'll be a lot of people out there that are fucking doing work that just isn't the work they need to do.
Yeah.
And then they're just like, well, I work so hard and I'm failing.
Yeah.
And it's like, unfortunately, that work isn't being done in the places that it's going to serve you, and you need to learn what those are.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you've got to have that attitude coming in if you are wanting to build a business. Like, you probably need to learn where to put that work in.
To be a student a little bit.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You can't just rely on the fact that you like it.
Yeah.
Especially if you got bills to pay. You got to be really good at the job straight away.
Yeah.
You got to be really good at building a business straight away.
Yeah.
I had the flexibility to just wing it for 2-3 years because I was living at home with mum and dad.
Yeah.
If I had to change jobs now and build this business now, I need to be good day one.
Yeah.
I need to know what the job is. I need to know what a phone call is, what a consult is, have the service, have the presentation, have the systems, have everything, so that I can come in day one and go, okay, this is all predicated on my work ethic now, because everything else is taken care of.
Yeah.
I've got all the steps and all the holes filled.
Yeah.
The only holes needing filled now are the skills of doing it, and I'm going to fill those holes by getting better at it.
Yeah.
Just the repetition of it.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true.
Mm.
Interesting. And then on the other side, I had a cool conversation. So one of the trainers I'm working with at the moment gave him the book Legacy. It's the All Blacks leadership book. One of the rules in it is like always sweep the sheds. So the All Blacks do have the rule that they had to go in and sweep the sheds out at the end of whatever, after the games, after practice, whatever. They were in charge of the cleaning.
Yeah.
Wasn't the staff.
Yeah. With
the intent that you're never too good to sweep the sheds.
Agreed.
So I was talking to this trainer and he's like, fuck man, he goes, this whole book, I haven't got that much out of it except that. And we were talking about his business in phone calls, and he's fucking a gun at sales, man. Did door to door, just weapon.
Yeah.
Gun at it, but just gets lazy. Just like, things are going awesome. I've got 30 sessions, I've got referrals, got this, that, everything. I'm fucking sweet. This is all good. And then lets the gas off the fundamentals. And then gets to 22. You're like, fuck. Now I got to build again. I got to get back on the phone. I got to get back on the consults. I got to do all that. It's because you start to think that you're better than them.
Yeah.
And
better than the work.
And then you think about, again, it's that trainer that hates the place that they're working. Hates the clients, hates the whatever.
Yeah.
It's like, sweep the sheds, man. Like, that getting up to 30 sessions is a $100K business.
Yeah.
Making phone calls made you $100,000 business. Repeat. You could do that for 10 years. It's $1 million. Yeah. Just making some phone calls could make you $1 million.
Yeah.
And you're like, I'm too good for that. People should be coming to me.
Yeah.
It's like, bro.
Or even just the type of person.
Yeah. Yeah, it's wild.
Yeah. Yeah, that mindset is a good mindset to have, as in to be able to sweep the sheds, to take the people on, to do the work that's necessary at all times.
Yeah, and we've just been through it ourselves. Like, we were just like, okay, so this part of the business isn't doing what we needed to do. What were we doing when it was?
Yeah.
Oh, fuck. We were showing up 3 times as much as what we are now.
Yeah.
Okay. And there was a purple patch that we didn't have to.
Yeah, correct. Yeah.
And now it's like, why? What is happening? It's like, oh, well, when we built it, we did this.
Yeah. Well, I think because I've been in a position where I've had that attitude and gotten scolded, like, you're just too good for the work. Like, I just don't have it anymore.
Yeah.
Tried to step back and it didn't work. Tried to step back too fast, or, moved online and was like, this is the job.
Yeah.
And then you get scolded in whatever way. So now I'm just like, I'm prepared to do the work no matter what it is.
Yeah.
At all times.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not to a point where I'm going to step in and just be a control freak. It's just like, if you're called upon to do the work, you do the work.
Yeah.
If the situation is needed where you have to do the work, it doesn't matter what the work is, you're there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. It's interesting. My whiteboard now is literally the 5 revenue streams that I have, and then what needs to be done mostly daily.
Yep.
To make all of them do the thing.
Yeah.
It's not like what's the grandiose outcome, the long-term vision, the whatever. It's just like, what do I need to do in that space this week? What do I need to do in that space this week? What do I need to do in that space this week? And if I do all of those things,
things keep ticking.
I know trajectory is up.
Yeah.
And that's it.
Yeah, it's a good way of looking at it.
I think it's useful.
Absolutely.
Sweet. We give Tam a 5-minute reprieve.
Cool, because boys fade.
Same.
Yeah, I'm hungry, guys. So hungry.
All right, guys. Thank you for tuning in to the episode. As always, excuse me. Subscribe, comment, share. Did you see the share of the video?
Yeah, that's great.
Rach? Hope.
I'm not. It's so many notifications a day, man. It's hard.
Don't know. It might not be. I might have fucked that up. I'm sorry. But thank you. The video looked awesome. So share our video clips.
Yeah, the sad food part is very hilarious.
It makes a really, really big difference for us, for our reach and all that kind of stuff. We do have a new resource coming out. It'll probably be this week for when you're listening to it, so keep an eye out for that on sales. So we're going to talk about that a lot more over the next few weeks as well. So tune in for that. But yeah, like, subscribe, go check out the website. Standout PT is open right now. There's free resources on the website and stuff as well. Go check it out, and yeah, keep an eye out for all the new content.